Alright guys, here we're talking about episode 15, season 9 of The Walking Dead. Shit's getting real.
There's a lot to unpack here. I took so many notes.
We're on the second to last episode of this season, and it shows. This is the kind of stuff that I would expect. It didn't exactly ramp the way I thought it was going to do. I thought we would be mid some shit in the fair.
Yeah.
But I'll like half count it because some shit did happen, you know, fair related.
Yeah, it's fine.
Fair adjacent.
Adjacent to the fair.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you want to start at the beginning? There's a lot of going on here.
I guess we should,
because
just to make sure we hit everything.
The beginning will be quick, and there's almost no reason to go back to it except for like one thing. So we get this awesome, in my opinion, little thing where they like backfill 2 characters, and like I honestly thought maybe they're gonna just be in the episode now like characters, and I was fine with that. Something about how it all went, I was like, oh, that's all you have to do apparently is show me some quick stuff with like people acting and being characters and all that stuff.
It almost reminded me of the beginning of Up, where like in a few seconds you can kind of like give us a whole taste of a character.
And like honestly, it's like if you told me about it, I'd be like, that's stupid, that's gonna suck. But the whole anniversary thing, and like just be like, yeah, 5 years is wood, and he's like, you should make more of those, and then she has a whole like the whole progression was like fit perfectly.
Yeah.
And honestly, having them get ambushed and like killed, I think is almost even better, right? But you could. But hey, for future reference, if you ever just want to have a new character, right, and then just have Tara be like, yeah, Martha, do you know that? And she's like, hey, what's up, Martha and Steve, whatever. Just have new characters. Just like do that. Just make the pre-credit sequence thing a quick little dumb thing. Yeah. Of showing them next to someone working something, doing something, learning a thing, right? And then later he's just there. You can just do that apparently because it's caveman brain again. Just like works. That was just fine.
No, it worked. It was sweet. There was a brief moment before it all came to like its head where I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck? Like, who are these people?
Exactly.
Like should I know these people? Then I started going. I'm like, okay, of course I shouldn't.
Yes.
And then they're dead. And you're like, what was the point of that? And you're like, oh,
exactly.
That's where she gets this wig.
That's where she gets the wig, and just that's the whole. And like, I don't want to be too. I'm just gonna assume like she's an expert wig maker, and there'd be no blood on that hair or something like that.
Well, she wore a hat also.
I know.
The part that would be really fucked, like, and once you're dead, you're not bleeding that much. And if she grabbed the hair up and cut it, like,
I know.
I did not have any issues with it,
yes,
as I have had with many other things in this show. But that was interesting to me. Yeah. And when she's cleaned up, she looks like a totally different person.
I had a serious problem with my
wait a minute.
Borderline autism figuring out
and I was trying
if that
to
was
lock
the same
in
person.
the timeline here because like you see like it comes from before and after. I'm like she's really dirty now. Was she dirty? Then she cleaned up and she re-dirtied herself really quickly. That's fucking weird.
It is weird, and honestly,
it's weird as a storytelling thing too. Where you're like, did you just film all that on the same day and then this? Because you'd think she'd come back like clean faced, but like you'd see her shaved head and stuff. And it would be like a real tell for the audience, like, yep, like this is what just happened, and you would know the timeline order operation.
So like again, I'm gonna keep using the phrase caveman brain because that's like the only explanation. I love stuff that does weird timeline things and weird like subtle.
While this was happening, this was also happening.
I love that.
I think that's great too.
But apparently, there's a way to do it right and a way to do it wrong.
Yeah, there was some issues with this.
This harkens back to my, because I figured you would be like, no, Lee, you're an idiot with the caveman brain, because like this like reminded me.
Fact, but in this situation, it was not the brain that hurt you.
This reminded me of the flashbacks with like the like Lydia telling her life story, where I'm like, yeah, I see what they were trying to do, but like it didn't feel good. It felt weird.
Yeah, you can't make that character look so different in the same span of me just learning who they are.
Yeah,
not that this is that same thing, but it was just weird because of how the time jumped. Not that it was unfollowable. It's just it's not proper form for how you should do it.
There's a difference between spoon feeding it and making it awful, and just putting in the necessary hooks, like the best things, like Doctor Who things. They do it in like stages where like the the good guessers can see it now, then like the smart kids see it, then like everyone should get it, and then we're just gonna like remind you just in case you missed all that. Like you kind of like reveal
you're
everything.
Not looking because hang on, I got
you. Yeah. Are you like on your phone because now this character's gonna say the thing that everyone else just saw, right? Yeah. And like again, like not spoon feeding, not shitty, not slow, like quick, punchy, snappy, but just this. I was like, when did that happen? Wait, so they had already kidnapped the people? Because why would she? Because she's already sad like that, but she didn't know yet that Lydia wouldn't wouldn't go with her yet. So why was she talking if she'd?
Well, do you know what I blame this on? Yeah. I think it's that it's such a tight, closed script that the makeup person just has their picture of that character from the last time. Like, okay, I got to make him look like this. Got it. And they just redid the makeup the same way they should always do it.
You think it's like that person secret?
Yeah, I think it keeps stuff secret, and that kind of just shits on some order of operation things.
Right.
Because if you're only given the script of what you are in, and you're only this start, you're like,
yeah.
Because like that happened without you off screen, so you might not even know that happened.
Yes.
So why would you be like, should I have this stuff on my face? Like you wouldn't.
No, you'd be like, well, oh yeah. As an actor, you probably have no idea. How they're gonna weave the thing and structure it.
But sometimes actors are the best for that, where they go, I think I would actually have it in my right hand. Like things like that, because like it affects them the most. That like your on book guy is just there making sure it happens.
Right.
But yeah, I was in my head like, I think this was just filmed in an order that then edited.
Like to sum it up, it's fine, but all the subtle little things that should have clued me into what was happening were all like flipped or wrong or missing or like not in place. So I just was like, okay, great.
Or intentionally done to throw you off the scent, but really poorly.
Okay, sure.
But I'm almost saying that's too generous. No, I don't think that's it at all. I just have to say that like it's an option.
They're so
there
brilliant.
Are things you can do to like purposely subtle. Misdirect. Like oh yeah, like his sleeves would have been rolled up here, but we rolled them down, so you didn't see the cut because we wanted this to happen. But this is just the like we forgot. Like
that's right.
Yeah. But I do think it was daring. I did certain things mostly because it was unpredictable, and by that I mean not predict. Like you could not predict some things.
Yes.
So like just to jump real quick.
I was gonna say
because I have to swing because we've kind of danced around.
Is there really anything to talk about besides like where this all goes to? I don't really think so.
Not so much. So like we thought, Big Ben or whatever the fuck his name is, he's alive, obviously. Beta.
Yeah.
Did we ever hear his name? Is Beta the only thing we ever hear?
Beta's what we hear, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna call him Beta Ray Bill.
That's not a nickname. That's longer.
I know, but I like it better.
Beta.
So everyone knows. If you've seen this episode, and if you haven't, fucking stop right now.
Oh yeah, geez, no, yeah, okay.
So if you've not seen this out right now, but you have now, I'm gonna keep talking about it.
Pause this. Put it in watch later. Okay.
Yeah, 10 characters die in this episode
off camera.
Yes,
which I hate, but whatever.
More than 10 actually.
Oh no,
die.
we see some of them. Okay.
More than 10 actually died, but we see physically 10 people's heads that like we're like, what the fuck? Like,
zombie heads.
How did they even get those people? Weren't they all in the movie? Like, at what point could they have possibly grabbed these people?
Were they watching the movie?
If they weren't, they were in. Oh, you know what? They were not. They were not.
Okay.
They were in the second wave of sending reinforcements, as I now think back to myself. Yes.
Did they all leave?
The first, well, they shouldn't have. No, because Henry wouldn't have. Henry would have been at the movie.
Sadiq didn't leave voluntarily.
Sadiq, though, said, I'll leave tomorrow during that first thing. Like, I could leave for you, blah, blah, some bullshit. So I think some of these people were in the second wave. The first wave, which is what I thought was going to be on the heads. I thought it was going to be like the Archer girl and stuff. I was like, oh no, they're going to kill the Archer girl?
Pause right there.
Sure.
Because that is what I think is the intentional fake out. So like 4 people get captured, right? Daryl, Carol, Michonne, and the Archer lady. Who I will learn your name eventually.
The Archer lady from the new things. The Archer lady I'm talking about.
Oh, sorry.
The blonde, tough Archer lady.
Right. Let me finish this then. The Kingdom Archer lady versus the new Archer lady.
Yes.
So new Archer lady kisses Knife Girl goodbye.
Yeah.
And I was like,
oh,
you can't kiss anybody goodbye on The Walking Dead, though, because now you're going to die. And I was like, well, they're not going to kill Daryl, Carol, or Michonne. And the only red shirt in this captured group is Archer lady. So something bad's going to happen to her. Turns out nothing happens to her. And meanwhile,
but when they did kiss, it real quick flashed in my head from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Ed Rooney goes, oh, it's like that in their family.
It's like that. Okay, great.
But that's just something I had to let you know.
Rooney! Perfect. Yes. Well,
I didn't think that they were going to die. I thought, if anything, it was going to be the flip side, where those 4 were definitely going to survive, and it would be the other ones would be on those heads. So, like, it was like a whole guessing game for a moment where I'm like, okay, who's it going to be? And if you would have said, is it going to be Henry and, like, Edith and fucking, who else was there that we know? It was Tara.
So Tara's the big one. Maybe Henry's the big one, but Tara's the big one. And like
Tara's been less important as the seasons have gone on, and
I'm
Henry's being painted as the new important, and he's fucking dead.
I hate Tara, and I'm glad she's dead. There, I said it. It's my
but they subverted my expectations here. So I thought that she was gonna kill her daughter. I was like, oh, she's gonna kill her right now. It's gonna be all for nothing, blah blah. It's gonna be a war, and they could have just given her back because she's gonna die anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, how crazy! Oh. And this is a better way of going, but also crazy. So like the highwaymen are all dead, the fucking and like all these fucking dudes. Some of these faces that I'm like, I don't even remember who that face was.
Okay, so the lead highwayman is like, yo, it's several movies now, whatever the hell. He started talking differently this episode.
I didn't notice that.
He's like, well, it's going back there. It's not happening there. 3 of them must have been, He started talking like he's at like Red Dead Redemption all of a sudden, right? He wasn't.
I thought he was always talking like that.
No, because he was like, seriously, like he would talk normal a lot of the time. He was just like a gruff dude. He was talking like Daryl. He was talking like a cowboy all of a sudden. I would have to do like a side-by-side analysis.
I thought he was always like a ma'am kind of voice.
But the voice, yes, but like the way he was phrasing things, it was like he was playing some other character, and now he's dead. It's like so strange to me.
Yeah, well, he's gone.
Yeah, but like so weird. And like if I had all the time in the world, I would go back and pull his dialogue.
But they gave him like a nice heroic death.
Oh God,
like,
yes.
They came in, and like I definitely, while he's giving that speech, I was like, yeah. Fuck you, America, bitch.
Yeah, right.
Like,
Sadiq's like ending speech. Yeah,
it was a very good speech, and I'm not really into that character. Like, he's not done a lot for me that I've been like, oh, I like that guy. Yeah. But that speech, I'm like, nah, dude, you're fucking good. You're a good actor. I like you.
No, I have said that I do like him, and I like the framing of the speech where he says, Alpha wanted me to tell you this, but I also want to tell you this, right? And like,
but that's not the story I'm here to tell. Like,
told the inspiring story of them and all that stuff.
Just like losing Carl for him, and like I've not been in his court this whole time because I thought, I'm like, oh, come on, man. This fucking scavenger guy is why the whole show has changed the course.
Yeah. No, it turned out to be contract disputes or
whatever.
Yeah. But yes,
but the way that they spin the narrative.
Yes. I agree.
But that was fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very unexpected.
So
I just want to know, how did they get them? Is the next episode going to show like a backfill of how they were kidnapped?
This is my issue. Good. So like I was going to come in here to be like, I'm really sorry. I tried to pay attention to this episode. Maybe I was distracted. I don't know what happened, but I missed the part where all these people somehow left for some reason.
Because I know they said another party was leaving the next day, and so it's not out of the realm of possibility that they could have left at first light, so like or before first light, so like at dawn, to make sure they would potentially be back at their home to defend before an attack the next day.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's plausible.
Or they were all getting ready
Henry,
somewhere.
Like, wasn't leaving. I didn't think that she was leaving because she wanted to see him sing, and she wasn't there. So that happened before that happened.
Okay, and like everyone's in. So okay, this was my other issue. We're jumping around a lot, but like, Alpha's talking to Lydia, in the movie theater, and that's at night. Before that, when the sun is still up, Luke is playing guitar, and what's his name? I already forgot his name. Alden?
Balls of Fury. What's his name?
the good savior prisoner guy, the good prisoner, are like singing, and he's looking in the crowd like, where did Enid go? Shouldn't she be here to see this or whatever, right? So they were. At least she, maybe not all of them at the same time, but she was already kidnapped by then.
Potentially more than one of them infiltrated when she did, and they started snatching people at random.
Right?
But they seemingly got a good collection of like somebody from every
some weird cross section or everybody.
Yeah.
So Tammy, who I learned your name because you're dead, bitch. Who's like the blacksmith's wife.
I liked her too, and I liked it in the flashback. She was fucking like,
I know,
like. I got you, fool.
And she was like, she too has some dialogue with like, what's her name and what's her name, where it's like, yeah, we're gonna keep him, and then like, and then like the blacksmith is all like, I don't know, he was kind of an asshole, and she's like, you sure you weren't the asshole, Bill or Ben or whatever? And he's like, oh, woman, and they're doing all. I'm like, oh yeah, I do, and now you're dead. I'm like, perfect little tee off to like the death or whatever. The young girl with the glasses and like a few of the young people, right?
the boy and the girl that I didn't like very much anyway, so I'm like, okay, let them die. So like, kill people I know but don't care about. That's how I like it.
That's the secret. So like we had this whole dumb thing where like,
who's the bearded guy? Was he somebody? There was like a redheaded bearded guy. It was like one of the first heads they show.
Bearded guy. I thought it was like 3 highwaymen. It's like 3 highwaymen, Tammy, Tara,
Oh,
Enid,
for some reason, when I was picturing
glasses,
it, I didn't see any of them as the highwaymen. Maybe because also at that moment I was like, why would it be them? But
no,
it
later
didn't
they say,
click.
yeah. So like, there's a shot after the flashback where they pan across all the heads really quick, and I paused and I was like, who are you? Okay.
Some of them I just didn't recognize. I was like, oh, who the fuck are you?
I think one of them was the redhead who was, who was like, Henry, are you looking for this person? And she has like 2 lines of dialogue for no reason. I'm like, I don't even know who you are anymore. Who are you? And now she's down. I'm like, okay, great.
Yeah.
Clean it up. Get all these speaking.
Oh, the long-haired girl.
Yeah,
I was like,
the longer redheaded girl. But they filmed that scene the way they filmed the scenes of Tammy and the girl with glasses and everybody where I'm like, am I supposed to like remember you? Who are you? I don't know what's going on. Whatever. But she's dead. Girl with glasses is dead. The other guy's dead. But there was this whole side plot where like they tried to like gaslight Lydia and they're like, oh, Henry likes her. He doesn't like you. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, she rubbed goat shit in their face.
Yeah. She's like, well, then
and they were still cleaning it in the background. You're like
10 feet
was this
away
1 second ago?
Yeah, it was very weird. I'm like, okay, it's relationship stuff. It's fine.
Post-apocalypse rubbing shit in someone's face. He'll never be clean.
I could kill them.
Yes, but like a stubbed toe could kill you in the apocalypse. Anything that puts you a half step down, like a jammed finger. I might open this lock slightly slower and I get bit by a zombie. Like everything is fucking.
Honestly, just to like sidetrack, because we're getting towards the end of like the season, end of this episode, so we might as well, right? I think about that often on these kind of shows with like the post-apocalypse, because we've all had issues in our lives where you end up having to go to the doctor and getting like antibiotics or something like that, or some weird thing or whatever. I had like an earwax issue once, or like a sty in your eye that gets all weird or something like that, just over the course of my entire life, right? And you got to think about people messing around in the apocalypse, and then something gets infected or some weird thing happens. You could like lose your eye or something like that. Something horrible could happen to you. So like again, like I know people are people and people suck, but they seem to take things so lightly sometimes on these shows.
Yeah,
and maybe
the amount of times people are stabbed, cut, shot.
Yeah. Maybe it like would not be fun to have people be more realistic, but I feel like you'd be like super like like don't do that or whatever, right? Yeah.
Think about you hit one of your knuckles really hard and now it's harder to hold something.
Yeah.
But people in fucking movies are getting clubbed with baseball bats in the arm. I'm like, that arm. You ever have a dead arm? That's like the worst dead arm you've ever had. And this man has to fight and do things.
Or like climb up something to get away from zombies or whatever, right? Like it's so on the edge of like at all times.
And we talk about this a lot. Like whenever someone's like, I gotta lure him with blood, let me slash the inner palm. Did you ever get a cut on like the tip of your finger and it throws off how you do things? Yep. Picture your fucking palm cut with a knife. What are you, an idiot?
Let's shake on it. Let's do this in the middle of our thing. I know. I would be like the worst buzzkill in the apocalypse. Where I'm like, that's going to reduce your combat effectiveness. Don't do that. Don't do that.
How about we cut the side of our shoulder or something?
Take off that hat. Put on that hat. Stop doing this. Those are the wrong shoes. Fix your shit. Like just constantly being like, no.
Your fly's open.
Yeah, your fly's open. What you got in your pocket? You can't run like that. Your pocket's full of shit. Stop it. Like, what are you doing? I know fanny packs aren't sexy, but in the apocalypse, we gotta make sure that we're nimble. All right.
So yeah, we lost 10 people that I wouldn't have expected to lose at this moment.
It's a lot of people, and it's a weird mix of people. Let's talk about Tara to round it out, I guess.
Yeah, so she was the leader of fucking Hilltop. So who's the leader of Hilltop now?
Let me go through the cast.
Trying to think who's even at Hilltop that could be the
Sadiq's
leader.
at Alexandria?
He's at Alexandria.
Yeah.
The leader of Hilltop.
Hilltop was hit extremely hard because Enid was their doctor, and Tara was their leader.
Yes.
And they are the community.
So it's going to be Singer Boyfriend, I guess, is going to be the leader now?
Yeah, because he's like, I've been reading that book. I want to rebuild the city and all that stuff. Okay. I wonder if Hilltop can even, like, sustain itself. I don't know how much stuff they have there.
And for all we know, honestly, Hilltop could be decimated and killed off camera right now.
Well, so that's the whole thing, too, right?
Because there's not enough main characters there left that we'd even care about. Yeah, that they could easily be an example made.
They're not at the fair. And Hilltop's the community that the skins have had, like, in their sights from the beginning or whatever.
Yeah.
They know about Kingdom now, but, like, Hilltop was their focal point.
Do they know about everyone except for Oceanside?
Have they been to Alexandria? I don't know.
I can't remember if we saw them like watching from a distance as they went in there or not, but
maybe.
So maybe Alexandria, definitely, Oceanside is safe.
I keep forgetting about Oceanside. They even had some random weird like
some bitch that were like, was that the same one? I don't even remember you.
Thank you so much, because I was gonna say, who is this bitch? And I'm like, stop saying
that was the one on the shore
thing.
that originally greeted you in. I don't think that's her.
But that's not her.
But she said, I almost stabbed you on the shore when I first saw you. So that has to be the same girl, at least in series.
The girl, okay, so the girl who I know from Oceanside was very distinct.
Had the grandmother who ran the place.
Exactly. And like a darker complexion and was not a bad actress. This girl was different in every way.
I assume that girl just didn't re-up, and this girl is her now.
That's awful. Really?
Is my guess. Based on her statement
Based on her thing.
When I first saw you, I almost stabbed you.
Was it only one of them that saw them there?
It was the littlest girl in that one. And unless she's the littlest... Oh, actually, this is years later. That could be the littlest one.
Ha ha! We nailed it. We did it, guys. Together. Live for you. We did it. But I like hated her performance, and I was like, I don't know what's going on with Oceanside anymore. So like that was Tara's thread. She was like uneasy and kind of weird. She was like hanging back during the celebration. We got some shots of her, and she was only like we pick up on this super lame conversation where it's like, okay, so we're gonna teach each other how to fight, right? And they're like, sounds good. And she's like, okay, cool, gotta go, and then like leaves and all that stuff. And I'm like, all right.
But that's what's unlike this TV show. Usually they frame on somebody, they give them some like, all right, and I love you and always will unless I'm killed today, like some stupid thing that like you're like, oh, they're gonna die, or at least you could look back afterward and go, yeah, it made sense, you died. They made her very little and not important, so having her die, Henry totally was not expecting Henry's death. That was the big good one.
We've invested so much into young Henry, and now he's just whatever.
But it works. I think it is an effective death.
Yeah,
it's gonna make the mother-daughter relationship that much better now.
Well, because I was thinking maybe closer to along your lines of like, Lydia's going to be destroyed, killed or like betray, and then Henry's going to be like, devastated by it or something like that, and he's going to learn and grow and whatever. But then like, no, it's the other way around. And like part of it's like I like the unsatisfyingness of it. Of like now we're stuck with Lydia. Oh, and she's like talking to Daryl and like stuff's happening, and I'm like, oh, geez.
Lydia's a way better survivor than Henry ever was, and I could see her being like Daryl's protege.
That's what's like. She's kind of latched on to him. He like took her to go visit the sticks. They like took the heads off, I guess, to bury them or whatever. But the sticks are still there, and she went and hung like the necklace.
That's just like dropped it on the ground next to the stick.
I made up something better in my head.
Yeah.
But yes, it's like the thing where you're like, okay, and now she's like following him around, and they've bonded. He even bonded with like the like deaf lady, right? Because now she was like,
she's feeding his dog.
She's like, be safe. And he's like, can you feed my dog? He's like doing like dumb fake sign language. I love that. Can you feed? He's like saying it while he's motioning like weird things of
because he's trying.
That's so cute though. That's amazing. Where I'm like, okay, there is something going on with these characters. I love that little dumb thing.
Because if they would have established like Daryl can't even read, I would have been like, yeah, maybe he can't read.
I don't know if he can.
He reads all our notes, so obviously he can read.
That would be great if like there was some weird thing where he didn't like her, and there was something where it's like hard for him to read them quickly or whatever like that. Because he was in this like abusive backwoods like home situation.
It would not be a shocker.
Did he go to school? Like I don't even know.
I don't know.
Man, that's great. Before we forget though, just to cap that whole thing off, Enid's whole thing. I knew something was gonna happen to her because she's like, "You are my boyfriend, though, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's official." And they like clink their like delicious looking candy apples, and I'm like, "She's dead."
I was picturing the opposite actually. I thought he would die. Because all this while, I make these grand things in my head.
Yeah.
I'm picturing the movie is going to be outdoors. I'm picturing they're going to be singing outdoors. I thought that the assault was going to happen right there. He was going to take an arrow to the neck and die like in her arms.
Yes.
And I thought I thought something was going to happen during the movies because we made such an effort of production about this movie. And I guess it did ultimately happen during the movie. You had the mom slip in, and you knew that was going to happen the moment it was, oh, hold a chair for me, and he wasn't there. I was like, well, the mom's going to sit in that chair. That's fucking obvious here. But that wasn't what I thought was going to happen. If you would have asked me 3 episodes ago what's going to happen,
no,
not at all what I would have thought.
No, you expected the fair to be interrupted by this giant assault, and that's the ultimate high level like fake out.
Yeah.
No. We just and like there's something really good about that they didn't quite capitalize on. Maybe we'll see.
It
in a
may
flashback.
even be that they just don't have the budget to do that anymore.
Hey,
but
man.
we did see this fucking crazy amount of
But,
zombies in a
I was gonna
gorge,
say,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
fucking ridiculous amount of zombies.
So Alpha.
How are you keeping them in there?
My people are among them, steering them and doing whatever. Yeah.
But how do they ever get out of there without people following them out of there? Like,
I don't
you can't
know,
run out of there.
Listen, it's never made sense, and I've come to just accept it. That yes, they have magical zombie
Can you just
controlling
picture
powers.
though? You're like, all right, John, you're on zombie wrangle duty. So for like 8 hours, you're just in there walking in a circle with them following you.
Yep.
And then like an hour, like 7 hours, like 4 minutes in, achoo! Oh God! And you just die. Like,
I'm sure it happens all the time, and they just go whatever. This is normal.
Well, I love that the moment when that, and you knew it was gonna happen also, when that guy like was with the chicken and sees her. I'm like, well, he's dead. He saw weakness. And
No,
then
I
bam,
know.
dead.
And she's
I'm
like,
yep.
get over here. And kills him in a way where I think he's gonna turn into a zombie now, because she didn't pierce the thing.
They might do that on purpose though.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Like there are people that like,
You're one
are
of
like,
us
no,
now."
zombies are our protectors. We drag
Zombies.
this body off.
We live the way we are supposed to live.
Yeah,
So,
but decent episode.
So she's like threatening. She's like, "Look at this nuclear bomb that I have." She
Oh, yeah.
says, "Well, like from the river up to here, and for the north side of of my territory, I marked it." And that's your ultimate like lead into the thing or whatever like that. So yeah, we're kind of almost at like an impasse. Sadiq's given the like inspirational speech.
Yeah.
But the terms have been laid down. She's like, "Stay out of my zone," right?
It's very interesting that would even be a thing because like they have the bomb. They could just take them, and they probably wouldn't lose.
Well,
really any numbers except for their forefront people.
I wonder about it too, because she just said like we move around a lot or whatever. So are they gonna just move around a lot? Like is that just like this huge territory that's off limits now? And are they just gonna keep moving around within it? That doesn't make any sense. So I don't know. Whatever. But I feel like now, like our main characters must say we have to like violate the treaty to get like revenge. I guess.
I pictured that during
But
the
is that a
statement.
heroic?
I pictured right after Sadiq was like, like no, we remember them as warriors, and they work together, and we will work together to get revenge on these motherfuckers. And I pictured then Daryl going, we can't. Why? And then him going, they've got about 100,000 dead.
Yeah.
Like we
got
keep
a whole
numbers
army of
we
the
can't
dead.
beat.
All the dead from Buffalo to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Are stuck here. Yeah, no, it'd be this like I don't even know. Like you can kill a lot of zombies, but at a certain point,
It's just the numbers are too big. Like you don't
There's
have enough.
There's like a mountain of them leaning against the wall to your settlement, and it's just like
Well, you don't have
going or
enough
whatever.
projectiles to even
Yeah,
stop.
to
Like
even-
eventually,
yeah.
you're just choked out by being there.
Exactly.
And most of these facilities have their farming outside, and the ones that do, you don't have enough.
Yeah.
Most of you are dying on your own here, let alone with all these things that will eventually get in.
Yeah. Just nonstop. I mean, if they have the budget, if they can really do something really impressive, I'd be looking forward to that happening.
A lot of the past episodes haven't been very heavy on anything, so I think they've been saving
I thought
up.
they were saving something up, and we just got that taste here of all the zombies. So like, word. Oh God, the hard winter, and then it is snowing or something like that.
Yeah, the season changed dramatically.
What is going on? Has it ever snowed on The Walking Dead, and now it's suddenly snowing? What is happening?
I forget if we've ever had winter.
Aren't they south enough? So like they've kept it vague. They were on a quest to get to DC, and they stop at some point and like set up shop. I don't know if they've called out what states they're in or where they are, but I've always taken it to be like they are south enough within the continental United States that there is no winter, because it has been years and we've never had winter. Am I wrong about this?
Yeah, but a hard enough winter does touch most of the even the southern states.
You do have things happening. Yes.
Yeah, because we've even had
especially if
snow
you're out
in
by
Texas.
the coast and
like
stuff. 100%, 100%.
So, like, if you're having a very hard winter, the opposite of what every winter the rest of the world has at this point, sure. They are 6 years from now or whatever. Who knows what we're going to get in 6 years?
Maybe global warming without humans has gone the other. Now it's global cooling.
Well, global warming does mean harsher winters and harsher summers.
It means destabilization.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
No, I know, but like I really hate the idea. So like, I was gonna say before. Okay, so to have Alpha as Debbie infiltrate, I really like that idea because no one knows what they look like.
Yeah.
Even though they know what Alpha looks like, because she took off her stupid mask.
But even with that,
yeah, even with her grunge.
as
or
a
whatever,
viewer,
right?
you could barely tell who she was.
I know,
yeah.
which is awesome. awesome, right? So like technically, any of the skin jobs could just take off their costume and like infiltrate and like be a new person,
especially during a fair where there's so many people you don't know.
And she like engages Zeke, and he's all like,
he even shows her how to get a coat.
He says, "Oh, it's a shame we don't all know each other anymore, but that's gonna change. Just you wait." And she's like, "Yes, it will change." And all being all weird, and they're playing like weird music. I hate that she says, "I believe we're in for a harsh winter," and then like it actually starts snowing, and I'm like, "What are we? It's so things like that hurt me. They make me cringe to death." Where it's like, not literally winter. Did you read the script? She meant like tough, lean times of like harsh environments.
No, like there's gonna be a thing where it'll be like next year on Walking Dead, it'll be like
tundra, and like white wolves and polar bears, and Daryl in a parka, dog, and dog's dead in the snow, and he's just like John Wick and running around.
It'll be Daryl dressed in all white amongst the snow
with his snowmobile,
like a sniper.
It's his bike, but he's made it into like a snowmobile now. That's not bad. It's bad. Everything's bad.
Anything else?
I think that's basically it.
Yeah.
We have one episode left, and I think that we're at a very awkward point.
Well, I think it can certainly end strong, but I think they have the power to curve this bitch into the ground.
Well, we'll see how bold they want to be or how conservative they want to be. I think no matter what happens, we are in for another season of the skin face people. And
you can't end them in one episode. It's not possible.
So, I mean, I want to just reiterate that I hate this villain so much. Or something like that. The actress is fine, and like her performance is fine, but like I don't think it's bringing anything like unique to the table. When she was giving her speeches and talking and all that stuff, I just mentally picture Negan and the governor and the claimers and the Terminus cannibals and all the same people, right? So like as different as their lifestyle and tactics are, I don't think that it's different enough in their other part. And I know they just chose not to go in that direction, and it's never going to happen, but I'm always going to have it in the back of my mind of like it's just the same thing again, but with like a different like
but that's pretty much all surviving is just a different flavor of the same
different
thing.
Stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not I think it's an interesting idea, but I don't know if it's something I would wrap my whole philosophy around.
Yeah.
Like I think if you just had the saviors and a couple of them dressed up like dead people to be able to move through easily, that would be just as fine as having a whole society of them, but not having it tied into any other real aspects of their lives.
It should have more of an effect on them based on how integrated it is to their lifestyle and all that stuff, right? In my opinion. I don't know. I'm just a man. I'm just sitting here on the sidelines, but I just feel like there's a missed opportunity to go more into this crazy thing or whatever.
Yeah.
One more episode.
All right, guys, so that's this episode. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
Hello, internets. I just love watching JustDaggers. If you've enjoyed this video as much as I have, click that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.